So it's Suzanne Hunter here at the Holistic Centre in the heart of Godalming as part of the Good Health Guys series. And today I'm delighted to have with me Becky Price. Hi, Becky.
Hi.
Now,
Hi.
Becky, you are a Shiatsu practitioner.
I
am. Tell us a little bit of what Shiatsu means.
So Shiatsu is comes from Japan, and it's based on the same principles as acupuncture, so traditional Chinese medicine, but rather than using needles in the body, we are using thumb pressure, so across the whole of what's called the meridian channels that run through the whole body. Mm-hmm. In Shiatsu, what we're doing is seeking to bring a balance between what we call the kyo, the unresponsive parts of our body, to bringing that back into balance, so that the jitsu parts, which is like the complaining parts, i.e. our sore shoulder or our headaches or our whatever's going on, that part can calm down, and the underlying hidden need can be met and supported.
So is that a little bit like jiu-jitsu? Is there any kind of relation to the jitsu part of that bit, or not really?
There's not. No. I should know. I don't know that. Sorry.
So with meridians, because often with Chinese medicine they say if they're blocked, then it can lead to illness and emotional issues. Is that the case?
Yeah. Yes. So we talk about being in dis-ease when our meridians are out of balance, and actually, by and large, as human beings, our meridian channels and our energy channels are slightly out of balance because we're in a constant state of flux. So if you like, we're always approaching complete harmony, and then something happens in our world, it kind of knocks us out a little bit, we come back into harmony, knocks us out, and it's why things like practices like Tai Chi and yoga and eating well and all sorts of well-being practices are good for us, because we need that. We need to have that to help us come back into balance, and Shiatsu is one of those treatments. And as we come out of balance, then you can look at it as areas become blocked, or they stop moving, or they become aggravated. And in Shiatsu, we're always seeking to bring that flow back into the body. Yeah.
So, as opposed to maybe a Swedish massage or other forms of massage, how does Shiatsu vary? You said it's the thumb pressure.
Yeah. So it's predominantly, if I can kind of show on my hand, because so we're predominantly using a thumb pressure going along. But I do also incorporate into that some massage techniques, because sometimes actually that's just the best way to activate that area of the body, to work into the muscles around the shoulders or to the lower back. So I might use full palms, and I might do some movement on there.
What sort of conditions and issues do people tend to come to you with?
So it can be quite a wide range of conditions. I would say headaches and migraines are a condition that I seem to do very well with, and that say I've got pretty much 100% success rate in people's headaches and migraines either completely disappearing or dropping right down to minimum level, when then it's a process of looking what's going on in their life that's creating that build up to have a stress response headache. The other areas are also lower back pain, shoulder pain, all sorts of muscular aches and pains, digestive disorders that are happening, but also I would say with Shiatsu there's a great help with areas with what we would generally classify as being mental health conditions. So things like depression or post-traumatic stress disorder, and the reason that Shiatsu is so good for those is because it's a very simple, very kind way of connecting the brain and the body back together, connecting with your heart, connecting with your emotions, connecting with your physical body, so that we regain our sense of wholeness. And of course, for all of those conditions, to have that, and to have that as a regular ongoing practice, really helps to calm down our brain and our mental states.
Yes. Is that why the headache treatment works so well? Is there something that you tap into?
No, I think that particularly the headache treatment works well because Shiatsu has the capacity to either work really deeply, so I can use elbow pressure as well as thumb pressure, or it can be as light as, say, something like cranial osteopathy. So quite often with the stress headaches, you really feel it going up into the neck. Mm-hmm. And so I spend quite a lot of time just holding people's necks and just really listening, actually. And that's one of the areas of Shiatsu I think that I really like, is very much it's about listening to people's bodies. And there's something I can only describe it as magical happens when our bodies are listened to. It's a little bit like sharing a problem with a friend, isn't it? Suddenly everything calms down. Having your body listened to, where me as the practitioner is holding and noticing, but then by virtue of me pressing those points on the body, you yourself start to listen to your body. Something quite miraculous happens where everything calms down.
Yes.
Because that reconnection is made.
Yeah, it's also somebody holding half of the weight as well, because your head's so heavy as well, isn't it? And it's having that pressure sort of alleviated, I guess.
Yes.
Just,
yeah.
The weight of your shoulders, literally, isn't it?
But there's a lot, there's a lot going on in the neck area in terms of the muscles and nerves. It's a really crucial part of the body, really, because it is how our brain's connecting to the rest of our body. It's where the nervous system is sending the information back and forth, up and down the spine, but also around the muscles of the neck. And so if they're getting tight, everything's getting blocked up and confused.
Yes, it really does. It holds everything together, doesn't it, that part? Yeah. But you're also working on pressure points as well then to...
yes,
to actually help to alleviate that as well.
Absolutely. Well, if you like the knowledge of the meridians, and the knowledge of the points, so the same points on those meridians that acupuncturists would use, that guides me and informs me and gives me an insight into specific areas of the body that may fit together that maybe I wouldn't think of normally. So in terms of the ways that there are some great points on our feet that are really good for headaches as well. There's liver 3 that's really, really good at bringing everything down the body. And so that approach to connecting everything in the body informs me, as well as my own listening and just actually paying attention to that human being who's there now, rather than just doing a treatment by the book, if you like.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I've got the by the book knowledge, but then there's also actually just this is a human being in front of me and actually what's working right now.
Absolutely. Someone might have a headache, but like you said, it corresponds to the liver, and there might be some anger in them, which also corresponds to the liver. It's all emotional and physical rolled into one, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
exactly. So in a Shiatsu treatment, when they first come to me, I would take quite a sort of detailed health and life history from them. And then the beginning of each session will also start with how are you today? What's been going on since the last treatment? Etc.
Yeah. How long is a treatment generally?
So treatment takes an hour.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And do people come back for various sessions? How do you? Are they all different? How regularly people come back?
They do. What tends to happen is that people come because of some acute or chronic problem that they've got. And we'll usually sometimes people will just come for one treatment, and I always say come and have one treatment and see how you are. By and large, people then book for a series of 6 treatments, because that gives us time to really work and get to underlying causes with a problem. And then I have a lot of clients that go on from that to then just have a monthly Shiatsu. But it's always, it's what's going to suit the individual, actually.
Yes.
And it's not, it's not about sort of being sold into a package. But I do find that a lot of clients come year after year, actually, just as a monthly well-being thing that helps support them and maintain their health. Yeah,
well, if it makes you feel good, then you want to come back, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. Did you find that people, do they get cured? Do they sort of feel the relief quite quickly? Maybe after one session?
It's really variable. It's really, really variable.
Yeah.
So some people have come to me with one session and then that's been brilliant, and then they go away on their merry way.
Lovely.
It's like, okay, great, done.
Yeah.
For other people, and often people do come to me with sort of more chronic, long-term things that have been going on, and then sometimes they'll get a significant improvement after one session. Sometimes it'll take 2 or 3 sessions, but it's very. I work with individuals case by case.
Do you give sort of homework for people to take away if you like to practice themselves?
No, absolutely. So there's different stretches that people can do. There's ways of going through their life, noticing. A classic one would be, I've got a really sore shoulder all the time. I've got a really sore shoulder, so which, do you carry a heavy bag and you always carry it on one shoulder? It's like really simple, really simple things.
Get the rucksack.
We don't, exactly, get a rucksack or change what you're carrying. So there's those kind of obvious things.
Yeah, just habits that we all get into, though, aren't they?
Absolutely, absolutely. And often it's encouraging people to just really notice, and in some ways coming to see me or even come to see other practitioners that it ups our awareness of how we're doing things.
Yeah, well, it sounds brilliant. It's all about healing the body, isn't it? In whichever way that you can. Shiatsu sounds a fabulous way to do it. So if you want to come and see Becky, she's at the Holistic Centre in the heart of Godalming. And is it any particular day, or you available?
Mondays and Tuesdays are best.
Tuesdays.
Yes.
Brilliant. Mondays and Tuesdays at the Holistic Centre. So to find out more, go to www.holisticcentre.co.uk. Thanks very much for your time.
You're welcome.